Hi guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be such an exciting video because I have been waiting for this moment to finally arrive, and it is going to be my birthday book haul slash unboxing video. I had my birthday a few days ago and I have acquired a lot of books because it was my birthday. I felt like I had a reason to buy these many books, and also I have been stopping myself from buying books these past few months because I knew that my birthday was gonna arrive, and also I get a discount if it was my birthday, which is why I waited for so long. But I'm excited to finally do this video because I have been waiting to open these packages. They arrived kind of sporadically, and also went to a bookstore to purchase some. Let us get started. I am going to do the books that doesn't need unboxing first. I'm not gonna unbox these first. These are gonna be for the end of the video. Also, disclaimer, I did not purchase all these books. Half of them were bought by my boyfriend. The half were my parents, and that half was me. I would say some are gifts, some were mine, but in general most of them were gifts. So yeah, I feel like I can justify these purchases, which is why I'm excited to actually show them because they're technically gifts. So I actually went to two different bookstores. The other one I only purchased a few books because they didn't have a big selection, but they had a lot of books that I couldn't find in the bigger branch. These three are the ones that I purchased in a different bookstore because they had more, not indie, but I guess rare books that is rarely imported into my country. I live in Southeast Asia, by the way. So I bought three in that place. I'll try to explain why I bought the book, but for this pile, honestly, I don't have any good reasoning as to why I bought them. So the first one that I purchased is The Last Graduate by Naomi Novik, and also all of them have like plastic wrapping. So I have my scissors and we're going to cut the plastic wrapping out. First purchase is The Last Graduate by Naomi Novik. This is actually the second book in the Solomon's trilogy, and I don't exactly know what the Solomon's trilogy is about. So yes, this is the second book, and I have a story as to why I don't have the first one, but you're gonna have to wait until the end of the video and you'll understand why when that happens. The next one that I bought is Queen of Myth and Monsters by Scarlett St. Clair. This is the author of the Hades X Persephone series, A Touch of Darkness, as I remember. When I saw her book in that bookstore, I was very surprised because I usually cannot find her books in any of my bookstores. This is also the second book of a series. I don't have the first one. And if you ask me why I bought this when I don't have the first one, the answer is I don't know. I just purchased it because I wanted to. It is on Kindle Unlimited, so I can read on there. Basically, this was an impulse purchase. If you guys don't know what the story is about, don't ask me. I also don't know what the story is about. I know it's something to do with vampires, and if I'm not wrong, this is also a Hades Persephone retelling. Don't quote me on this, but I know it's about vampires. And then the last book that I bought in that bookstore is the Mistborn trilogy, the first book in the Mistborn trilogy. This is The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson. I've been really wanting to get into the Brandon Sanderson train, and I know some people say that you're supposed to start with Warbreaker because that's a standalone that a lot of people really like, and I went to research on this too because I went to his website and I saw that he wrote that if you were a romance reader, then you could start with Warbreaker first because it was less fantasy and more romance, and also it's a standalone, so it's not that hard to read. But I wanted to start with the Mistborn trilogy because I don't actually can find Warbreaker anywhere. I can't find it anywhere. I have to pre-order it, but I am very impatient. I cannot wait for pre-orders. So I decided to just get the Mistborn trilogy first. I only bought the first book because if I don't end up liking this first book, then I won't regret buying the other two books. I am pretty intimidated by Brandon Sanderson, but I do want to get into his books. But if any of you guys read Brandon Sanderson before, please let me know if I need to read Warbreaker first, or if it's a better decision to read Warbreaker first. Let me know. I would love to hear your opinion. I also really like fantasy books, so I don't really mind if it's too fantasy heavy and doesn't have a lot of romance. I don't really know what it's about. You will see a pattern with a lot of these books, but I know that there is something to do with wielding metal. I think the magic system is that you wield metal in this book. If I'm wrong, I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. Okay, let us start with the first bag. I have the first one over here. And all of these are wrapped with plastic. I know Save the Earth, but the books here are wrapped with plastic. I have no idea why. I'm just gonna reach in and grab one. I don't really know what I'm grabbed. First one I grabbed is Blood and Honey by SHELBY MAHURIN. So this is the second book in the Serpent and Dove trilogy. I don't know what the trilogy's name is called, but the first book is Serpent and Dove. I have it on here. This is my physical TBR cart, by the way, and I have the first book on here. This is the second one. I decided I wanted to collect the whole trilogy, and I think I will like the story. I just really like the cover. It's so pretty and shiny, and there is some texture on this, and I love the premise of it being a witch and a witch hunter. I do want to read witchy books in the fall season, so I'm excited to get into this trilogy. Also, if you guys can hear snoring, my dog is sleeping. This is the third book. This is Gods and Monsters by SHELBY MAHURIN. So this is the third book. It is also really thick. I didn't realize how thick this book is. More than 600 pages, you guys. What about the second one? More than 500, more than 600. These are really thick. I don't actually know if I'll like the trilogy because I have yet to read the first book, but I think I'm gonna like it, and I just really like the covers. Oh! Right, I totally forgot I bought this book. As you guys can see, I have a little shrine for Sarah J Maas over here. If you guys can see also, I am missing a series, and that is Crescent City. So I decided to purchase it, and this is House of Earth and Blood. This is the first book in the Crescent City series, and I did purchase the newer covers. This book is thick. It's basically 800 pages. That's insane. I didn't know it was this thick. And the writing is really tiny. House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J Maas. This is a thick book, you guys. This is about Bryce. She gets involved in a mystery, a murder mystery. Her best friend called Danica was recently murdered along with Danica's other friends, and she gets embroiled into this whole crime murder investigation. But it is a fantasy. It is urban fantasy. It kind of takes place in modern world now because there are cell phones and airplanes and stuff, I think, and that's all I know about this. But I know that this fantasy world is a lot more complex than the other fantasy worlds that Sarah J Maas made. There are fae in this, there are werewolves, vampires, fairies, pixies, I think. And so House of Earth and Blood. I actually didn't think I was gonna read Crescent City because I did watch Carrie Can Read's full video about Crescent City. I didn't think I was gonna read it, so I watched it, but I don't actually remember half of what happened, so I'm gonna reread it. I think it'll be fine. I think it won't matter. Then we have Hot House Flower by Kristen Becker-Ritchie. This is the fifth book in the Addicted World series, and then it's the second book in the Calloway Sister series. This is about Reich and Daisy. If you guys don't know, the Addicted World series is huge in the book community, so I don't think I have to explain what this is about, but this is the newer, traditionally published version by Berkeley Books, so I am slowly collecting the whole series. Then we have Thrive, which is the sixth book in the Addicted World series. The reading order is according to publication date, so I read Kiss the Sky first, and then Hot House Flower, and then Thrive. So I have two of the books. I am so excited to complete this series in the traditionally published version. They are so pretty. I just think they're really pretty, really aesthetically pleasing. We are done with this bag. Let us move on to the next bag. Let me take this one first. I did also purchase House of Sky and Breath. This is the second book in the Crescent City series. I don't know why I have this cover. I know that there is the cover with the person in front, the character, the human, but I didn't see that one, and I actually have this one only. This is by Bloomsbury Publishing. Not sure, but I have the second book in the Crescent City series. Yay! By a Thread by Lucy Score. This is the newer version that was traditionally published by Hodder and Stoughton. This is the UK version, by the way. Do I like the cover? No, I don't like the cover. I think the cover is pretty tacky, but do I have an option? No. Do you know why I have no option? Because this is a cheaper one. If I buy the US version, it's probably going to cost me twice the price. So I decided to get the tacky version. It doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. It really doesn't matter. So I don't know the story. I just know a lot of booktubers really like this book, and Sarah Crowley rated it 5 stars.
Dominic, I got her fired. Okay, so I had a bad day, but there's nothing instant about Ali Morales. Maybe her colorful, annoying, inexplicably alluring personality brightens up the magazine's offices that have felt like a prison for the past year. Maybe I like that she argues with me in front of the editorial staff. And maybe my after-hour fantasies are haunted by her brown eyes and sharp tongue. She's working herself to death at half a dozen dead-end jobs for some obscure reason, and I'm going to fix it all. Don't accuse me of caring. She's nothing more than a puzzle to be solved. If I can get her to quit, I can finally peel away all those layers. Then I can go back to salvaging the family name and forget all about the dancing, beer-slinging brunette. Ali. Ha, hold my beer, grumpy grump face.
I love that. I don't know what that's about though. I read by Lizzie Scar. I bought Love Theoretically by Ali Hazelwood. This is her newest release, and I've heard nothing but great things about this one. So this is also another woman in STEM novel by Ali Hazelwood, and Love on the Brain got a little bit hectic because it seemed very similar to Love Hypothesis, but I don't know about this one. I just know a lot of people like it. I'm not good at this. But I've heard great things about this, and I've been wanting to get it. I've just been waiting for my birthday to get this book. I'm gonna show this two together because they are a series. This is the Once Upon a Broken Heart series. The first book is Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber, and the second book is The Ballad of Never After. This is the newer cover. This is the UK version of this new cover. I know that it was released in the big paperback, but they recently released a smaller paperback, so I got it. So this series is kind of a spin-off from the Caraval trilogy, and this is about Jax, who is the Prince of Hearts. And the main female character here, her name is Evangeline. She has been in love with this person and she feels like he's the love of her life, but recently he is about to get married to somebody else, and so she strikes up a deal with the Prince of Heart called Jax to cancel the wedding, but in exchange for his help she needs to fulfill 3 kisses to be given at the time and place of his choosing. And I've heard once again great things about these two, even better things about Caraval, so I am excited to get into these. I just need to finish the Caraval trilogy first before I actually read it. The last book in this bag is The Bodyguard by Katherine Center. This is also new. They recently released the smaller paperback, and I've really wanted the smaller paperback, so I waited until this was released, and I'm very happy I waited because pricing wise it's also much cheaper, and I've heard nothing but great things about this book as well. So the premise is that the female main character is the bodyguard of the male, a very famous actor, and he has a stalker, and so that's why she is his bodyguard. But he recently had to go back to his hometown, but he doesn't want his family to know that he has a stalker, and so they decided to fake date, and I am pumped to finally get into this book. We are done with the books that I bought from the bookstores, and now we have these 3 packages. Okay, that was heavy. Let us now open and unbox the packages behind me. I have 3, and most of these I purchased by myself. So let's do the 2 small ones first. I don't vividly remember what I purchased, so this is going to be a surprise, just as you guys will be surprised by the books in here. Okay. I have 3 inside. Oh! These ones I actually didn't purchase on my birthday. I purchased them when there was this really big sale, and I got these books for really cheap, even cheaper than I would get on my birthday. So the first book I got is Heartbreak HOUSESHARE by Emily Merrill. The name is covered by the sticker. This book I've never really heard anyone talk about, but I've seen Rachel Katherine really like this book, so that's why I purchased it. I don't know what it's about, but I think it's something to do with 4 women who share a house, and they recently went through a heartbreak. Yeah, I'm excited to read this. I think it's gonna be fun. And then we have oh no. Oh no. This is the most painful thing I've seen today. Really painful. Oh gosh, I really wanted to avoid this. Why the heck did this happen? I got the Golden Enclaves by Naomi Novik. This is the 3rd book in the Scholomance trilogy. Why is it painful, you ask? They're different sizes. Why did I get it like this? Why? Why? How did this happen? Oh, this is painful, honestly. Oh, I hate this so much. This is the third book. This is called The Golden Enclaves, and yes, I don't have the first book. Why don't I have the first book? I actually purchased it along with this pile of books, but it was out of stock, turns out, so that's why I don't have the first book. And why didn't I buy the second book together with this? Because the second book was also out of stock. This is what happened. What? Why did this happen? I'm gonna try to find a way to put this on a shelf that doesn't hurt me. Maybe putting it like this, but this is honestly the most painful thing I've ever seen today. I do like this one more because it's floppier as compared to this, but I don't like that it's different. Next we have the last book in this pile is The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. I don't actually read a lot of mystery thriller. If you guys see my bookshelf behind me, I basically don't have a lot of mystery books. The only mystery book I read is The Good Girl's Guide to Murder trilogy by Holly Black, and that one I have yet to read the last book because I've heard a lot of people say that it is the most intense and the most scary one out of the three, and I'm a scaredy cat. Literally, I am scared of everything. I don't like the dark, all of that, so I rarely read mystery thriller, but I picked this up because it was really cheap. Hopefully it's not that scary, and I'll probably only read this in the daytime, but I want to kind of dip my toes into mystery thriller. Let's open this package. I know what this package is. Oh, I'm so excited for this package. So I have the last installment of the Throne of Glass series, Kingdom of Ash. It's a thick book. This is 900 pages, and I'm so excited to read this. I held it off for so long because I wanted to get this on my birthday. I also just don't want to read this immediately because if I read this, it's going to be over. The Throne of Glass series is going to be over, and I'm so freaking excited to read this. It's so thick, but you know what? I'm excited to read such a thick book because I love the series so much. I have the last book. It's gonna be complete. My Sarah J Maas collection is going to be complete. I'm so excited for this. I seriously cannot wait to get into this book. If you guys have yet to read Throne of Glass, please do. I would love to talk about the whole series with you guys because I love the Throne of Glass series so much. Then I got another exciting one because this one I've been just really wanting to read some of her works. I've heard mixed reviews about a lot of her other books, but this one I've heard nothing but great rave reviews about this book. And it is One for My Enemy by Olivia Blake. I also really like the cover. Look at the gold foiling. It's so pretty. I'm excited to get into this. The writing is so big. Love it. I know it's about witches, and there are like these family of witches, different families of witches. And I think it's a Romeo Juliet retelling, but excited for this book. Really freaking excited for this book. This is a big package. Wow. Okay, let me take everything out because they're all related, part of the same series, so. Oh, this is so painful. I bought this because I thought it was going to be the same size. Where is the other one I have? Do you guys want me to do a giveaway? I would love to do a giveaway for these books. Let me tell you the story about these books. So, I really want to get these Infinite Threads by Tara Mafi. This is the second book that follows This Woman Kingdom. And I'm not gonna open the plastic packaging because I might either give this away or resell these books. The story about This Woman Kingdom is that I actually have a book already. I actually have 2 copies of This Woman Kingdom. Basically, even the copy that I had is a different size with the one I just bought. The same publishing company, different size. I don't know why. And the one I have, Harper, it's also a different size, and I don't understand. I am very sad about this. I will either give this away or sell it, probably on my Bookstagram. Yeah, this is really sad. Really sad, but nothing I can do about these. Story-wise, I know this is enemies to lovers, and that's about it. the premise is pretty lost to me. I also read Shatter Me by the same author, and I really didn't like that series, so I wanted to give her another shot by reading this series. We have come to the last series that I purchased, and this one thankfully are all the same size. Hurrah! And this is a fairly new series that I have yet to hear a lot of people talk about. So I purchased the Shadows and Crowns series. I'm pretty sure there's one more book that has yet to be released, or maybe two, I don't remember, but right now there's only 4. And thank goodness for matching spines. Thank goodness for matching sizes. So the first book is called The Song of Marked. This is by the author S.M. Gaither. I apologize for the pronunciation. Second book is A Twist of the Blade. The third book is The Call of the Void, and the fourth book is A Crown of the Gods. If you ask me what the story's about, I have no idea, so let us read the back together. Yes, I bought this without knowing what the premise is because the cover looked pretty.
Mercenary Cassia Greythorn cares about 2 things: completing her latest job and earning enough coin for the expensive medicine that's keeping her mentor alive. So when the king commands her to investigate a strange plague devastating the empire, she can't resist the massive reward he offers, even if it does mean working with the arrogant and infuriating Captain Elander. But as the death toll rises and strange monsters wreak havoc across the realms, Cass and Elander find themselves up against meddling gods and a very old magic, because an ancient evil is stirring in the shadows and their empire will not survive its full unleashing.
Fantasy, there's something to do with gods, and I'm pretty sure this is not young adult. I'm pretty sure this is new adult or adult. I think it's new adult. This looks interesting, actually. That's a pretty map. That is cool. And wow. We have come to the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed my book haul. I hope you guys had a good time watching this video. I hope you guys got some recommendations out of this video. I hope it helped some of you guys. And also please let me know what book to read out of all of these books, because I am now very much overwhelmed. We have a total of 25 books in this book haul, but I hope you guys had a good time. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. And yeah, that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!